Good evening and welcome to another edition of SKNIS's Week in Review. I am your presenter, Mr. Tion Goggins. In this edition, we will recap everything government related for the period June 17th to 23rd, 2022. Please stay tuned. Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, sat down with officers of the St. Kitts and Nevis Defence Force Coast Guard Unit on Tuesday, June 21st, 2022, to listen to their concerns and suggestions on how the operations of the unit can be improved. While there, Prime Minister Harris impressed upon the Coast Guard officers the importance of the service they provide to the country and gave the assurance that his government remains committed to doing all it can to assist the continued development of the Coast Guard unit.
In fact, in 1 year, we budget as much as $99 million to assist the broad spheres of law enforcement, the Defense Force, the police, the fire, NEMA, all those units were being covered. Very early in our first term, we invested significantly in the fleet that was available to the Defense Force. We invested significantly in the training and the upgrade of facilities for the Defense Force. And of course, the Coast Guard headquarters, which has been too long in coming, really is one area in which we have invested.
Minister of Public Infrastructure, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, said that the goal of the government is to have 100% of the energy supply in the country produced by renewable sources. Minister Hamilton said this during his presentation at the Solec Power Limited Solar and Battery Storage Farm kickoff on June 15, 2022.
We kick off today, but when this farm is commissioned, we look back with much pride knowing that 30% of our energy needs come from this source driven by nature. We look back knowing that we are insulated from external shocks. We would look back knowing and then look forward also knowing that our energy supply is more secure.
The Ministry of Social Development and Gender Affairs continues to work with the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan, to facilitate the needed renovations to the New Road Family Park at St. Peter's. The park, which was closed in 2020 at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, has remained off limits to visitors due to structural issues, including the undermining of the land in certain areas. As the original benefactor of the family park, the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan, has committed to funding the needed upgrades in different phases with the support from the Department of Public Works and the Ministry of Development and Gender Affairs. The 24th anniversary edition of the St. Kitts Music Festival is expected to help tremendously with the promotion of St. Kitts and Nevis and the country's rich tourism product. The popular three-night festival kicked off on Thursday, June 23rd, 2022, with performances by top local, regional, and international artists, including the New Vibes Band, Destron the Bacchanal Band, Nadia Baston, Bungie Garland, and Fayon Lyons, Voice, Massacre, and many, many more. The 2022 return of the St. Kitts Music Festival is welcomed by government officials, music artists, music lovers over the world, and our economic partners. Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Wendy Phipps, welcomed the return of the St. Kitts Music Festival, the first since it was paused in 2019 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In order to facilitate a smooth flow of traffic in and around the St. Kitts Music Festival venue, several traffic restrictions will be implemented at the Kim Collins Athletic Stadium from Thursday, June 23rd to Saturday, June 25th, 2022, from 5 p.m. to 4 a.m. daily. Superintendent of Police Travis Rogers spoke about the restrictions at the St. Kitts Music Festival press conference on Thursday, June 23rd, 2022.
There would be a one-way flow all around the stadium, and I would point out that stretch of road coming towards Warner's One Stop. Then you take a left into the stadium on the corner there. Then instead of going on the second road just above the stadium, now the first road above the stadium, you take the second left. The patrons will not be allowed to go across on that road above the stadium. But it's the flow going across there, it's for emergency purposes, and all of these checkpoints will be manned by police officers, traffic wardens, or island constables. That stretch of road coming from up KFC and turns into left, just adjacent to Hobson's Enterprises, that would be a one-way up. So you're going up Warners, left on the road above the stadium, and then you continue going right into the extension of Bird Rock.
On June 23, 2022, the Citizenship by Investment Unit within the Ministry of Finance issued a press release to the general public. The St. Kitts and Nevis Citizenship by Investment Unit, the government agency tasked with administering the Federation's world-leading Citizenship by Investment program, wishes to correct a number of inaccuracies and misunderstandings about the program currently in the public domain. Over the last 7 years, the government has transformed and significantly improved the Citizenship by Investment program. It is now an outstanding success story for St. Kitts and Nevis and makes an essential contribution to our economy and the government's social support programs. The story of our CBI has always been one of innovation to sustain the appeal and success of our Platinum Brand product. Since 2015, we have achieved success by continuously improving our investment offer, first by improving the Sugar Industry Diversification Fund and real estate options, and more recently to the Hurricane Relief Fund, Sustainable Growth Fund, and limited time offers. All of these improved our market share and crucially have generated revenues that go directly into the government's consolidated fund. On June 23, 2022, at the UNESCO headquarters in Paris, the Bureau of Committee for Safeguarding of Intangible Cultural Heritage, ICH, approved an ICH project proposed by the Ministry of Culture of St. Kitts and Nevis to promote the government's mandate to developing a structured national ICH policy framework. St. Kitts and Nevis is now poised to receive over US $90,000 to implement the ICH projects in both St. Kitts and Nevis over the next 2 years, under the Ministry of Culture, spearheaded by focal contacts Mrs. Marlene Phipps in St. Kitts and Mr. Patrick Howell in Nevis. The route to this compelling outcome has been long but productive and rewarding. In April of this year, with the expertise provided by UNESCO-accredited ICH expert consultant, Mr. Nigel Encalada, and in collaboration with the St. Kitts and Nevis National Commission for UNESCO, the application for the project entitled Safeguarding St. Kitts and Nevis' Intangible Cultural Heritage, Developing a National Intangible Cultural Heritage Policy was submitted. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of SKNIS's Weekend Review. Please do stay safe.